Hello my friends, Buck Small Engine DIY on YouTube. Do you have a small engine, maybe like this pressure washer here, and the rope pull, the starter rope, has become so difficult to pull that you're afraid the rope might break and you can't get it to start or run? Well, what can you do about it? I want to talk to you about a couple of reasons why that might be happening today and how you can go about fixing it. If that sounds like something that might interest you, then stay tuned. So under consideration today is this pressure washer. It features a Honda GCV 190 engine, like a lot of these pressure washers do. It's a great engine. But the owner of this called me and asked me if I knew why the rope pull would have suddenly become so very difficult. And I told him I did have some ideas, and I wanted to be happy to take a look at it for him. Now, I'm going to pull the starter rope just to demonstrate how hard it's become. I don't have the water lines hooked up, but don't worry, it won't start. I disconnected the spark plug wire. That's really not incredibly difficult, but it's more difficult than it should be. And it's not right. So something's going on. So the first thing I told the gentleman, I said, look, if you got the water lines connected and you're trying to start it, if you pull the rope multiple times without it starting, you got pressure building up in the pump. So squeeze the trigger on the wand, release the pressure, and try again. That is the first thing that you should try. It won't cost you anything to do that, because sometimes if it's not starting on the first or second pull, pressure does build in that pump and makes it harder and harder each time you go to pull the rope. So check that first, and he did. That wasn't the issue. So we're going to have to dive a little deeper. So let's take this guy and put him up on the table. All right, so I got this pressure washer up on the table, and I have it angled. I got a block of wood under the foot, so it's tilted backwards slightly, because we have to remove this valve cover, and if I can have the oil draining backward, it would be less that drips out when we remove the cover. I've actually already removed the cover, but it's four bolts that you can take off with a 10mm wrench or socket. And then after you remove the bolts, you got to break the seal because it's sealed on there. And I've already done that, as I said. So this cover comes off and you can see the seal. And hopefully you can see this. Let's zoom in, because the second reason and the problem that this engine is having is staring us right in the face. I see the problem. I'll try, maybe the flashlight will help you see it better. This is our exhaust valve, and it's broken. Can you see that? It's broken right here, and it's bent out. And look at all that. Look at all that. Valve lash is just so sloppy. There's no way that is activating our decompression mechanism, and it's just so sloppy. It broke down here. It's so odd. I've never encountered that before, but it makes our diagnosis and our repair really pretty easy, because there it is. We got to replace this exhaust valve rocker arm. It's broken and bent, and now the valve lash is out of control. And that's the reason, number two, the second reason that the rope pull could get really hard on your machine is the valves are out of adjustment. The valve lash is way off, and here we know why. It broke. See, this intake one is not broken, but this exhaust valve is broken. I don't know why. It would seem to me that Honda might be able to make these rocker arms out of a harder metal, so this wouldn't happen. But you do have to realize that they are under a lot of pressure opening opening that exhaust valve multiple times. Well, thousands of times every time you use this thing. So I guess we'll have to cut them some slack. But we've got to replace this rocker arm on the exhaust side. It's preventing the decompression mechanism from operating. So let's talk a little bit more about that. But there's a third reason that your pressure washer or these Honda engines might be a hard rope pull, and we're going to talk about that before we actually fix this. So stay tuned. Okay, so welcome back. I've already placed the order for a new exhaust valve rocker arm. While we wait for that to come, I wanted to talk to you about the third possible reason that your Honda engine may have a difficult rope pull, and it could be that the decompression mechanism built into the cam gear has failed. I've got another video, and I'm going to try to zoom you in so you can see that. It's a little hard because this pressure washer has this bar in the way, but let me zoom you in a little bit more so you can see that. Here's our cam gear. It's belt driven, and it has a decompression mechanism built into it. And I'll hold the flashlight. And basically, when you're starting this by hand, there's a little bump right here that which will momentarily open the exhaust valve to release the compression so that the rope pull isn't too terribly difficult. And then when the engine starts, centrifugal force will pull this little bar away, and you'll see that that decompression valve now is missing. It sort of opens up and goes away. And then this bar, when the engine is shut down, springs back into place, spring loaded. And there's our decompression bump once again. So I can see that this is working correctly. It'll open up, it'll spring back, perfect. But sometimes these fail, go bad, and you got to replace this cam gear. I've got another video, and I'll link to it above and at the end of this video, because that could be the issue you're dealing with, not a broken bent rocker arm. So you might want to check that video out too. But those are the three reasons that we can talk about for why a rope pull might be too difficult. Pressure in the pump is number one. Bent or broken rocker arm resulting in outrageous valve lash could be number two. Or number three, a broken decompression mechanism on the cam gear. Fortunately, it's easy for us. To fix this, we would have to take the engine off the pressure washer, and just because of the way it's oriented, and be a little more work. So we got lucky there, but that's the three things for you to look at. So let's wait for our new valve rocker arm to arrive, and then in the meantime, I'm going to do what's probably the most difficult part of this job. Cleaning all the old sealant off of this cover. I'll talk to you again soon. Well, our rocker arm has arrived. I actually bought the set, both the exhaust and the intake. Wasn't really much more money that way than just buying the one. I'll leave the part number in the video description in case you have occasion to need one or both of these yourself. So we're gonna have to take it over to the workbench, but let's take out this rocker arm. So I've got it. This valve is completely it's completely closed right now, and you can see how much crazy play we have. So these come out really easily. Just push up on this pin and pull it out. That's it. And bring it out. And there it is. But I think we got to swap these this hardware over to the new valve. So we'll do that over on the bench. Alright, so here we are. Here's the exhaust valve, and there's the part number right there if you need that. And we'll open it with a pair of scissors. Alright, looks the same. So yeah, the set screw and hold down nut, we got to switch over. This is one of those rare moments in life where you're actually going to be using the 9mm wrench. Well, all right, so goes in just like the other was. All right, so we need to set these valves, and we'll double check the intake since we're here. And the instructions we have are to set the valves with the engine at top dead center on the compression stroke. So I had removed the spark plug so I could easily turn the engine with the rope, and I have put a screwdriver down there so I know we're at top dead center. You also can tell we're at top dead center because the biggest part of the nodule on the camshaft is pointing towards us, away from the valve rocker arms. And when each valve, each rocker arm has a slight movement. So that's how we know we're on top dead center on the compression stroke. The intake should be about 6/1000ths of an inch, and I tested that already. He looks really good. I'm not going to mess with that at all. And for the exhaust, 8/1000ths, and of course we're way bigger than that because we were installing a new one. So something like that. And I'm not sure exactly what you're supposed to do here. It's got a square end, and I'm not sure what tool we need for that. I'm just going to grab it with a pair of pliers to immobilize the pin, and then I'm just going to use the 9mm to tighten the jam nut. So let's check that. That's not bad. It might be a little loose. That might be like a 9. We can try it again. Just tighten that a little bit and then tighten the jam nut, and we'll try it again. I like that pretty good. It slides in pretty easily, but you can feel the resistance, so I think we're about right. 8/1000ths on the exhaust, 6/1000ths on the intake, and yeah, that's great. So now we can put the cover back on and seal it up. I'll put the spark plug back in, so we'll have compression. I want to pull the rope, see how it feels now. It won't start because the boot's off of the plug and the kill switch is in the off position. I just want to see how the rope feels now. That's not bad. That feels normal. Fabulous. I splurged and got me some genuine Honda Bond. A Honda gasket maker. So we're going to apply a thin layer of that to the lid here, the valve cover. Takes some muscle to squeeze it, but I'm going to do that and then we'll be ready to stick it back on. Okay, so now we're going to put our cover back on. It only goes on one way with Honda. This bar is sort of in my way, but we'll make the most of it. I used a little solvent on the pan and on the on the mating surfaces for these. Yeah, and that's it. The two bolts down below are a little harder to get in, again, because of this bar. It's in my way, but it doesn't matter. I'll do that. You don't need to watch it. We'll seal it, tighten them down, and tomorrow we'll let it dry overnight. Tomorrow we'll fire it up. We'll see you then. Well, it's time to give this pressure washer a try. I've got the water lines connected. Got water through the pump. Oops. And I assume that the rest of the pressure washer is in satisfactory operating condition. I guess we'll find out. Kill switch on, choke on, fuel valve open. Let's see how hard this rope pull is. Oh, well that's not good. Try it again. Well, a rope pull is definitely resolved. It may not be running as well as it should, or maybe that's a pump issue. I don't know. But it's getting the job done. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. We were dealing with the impossible rope pull on a Honda engine pressure washer. I hope it was of help and interest to you. And I think we resolved it. The rope pull is back to normal and it started pretty easily. So that's great. Your comments and questions in the discussion below are always appreciated. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate that. Stay tuned for more videos. And check out some of my previous ones. I got a bunch of them up there and I'll link to a few here at the end. Remember guys, as I always like to say, only you can put the do into do-it-yourself. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.